On to a game that had an enormous amount of entertainment value, and I refer to Manly and North 28-24. The lead changed 7 times in this particular game, but rugby league was the big winner. The 13,500 crowd out there who saw it were totally entertained for the fully 80 minutes. North Sydney scored 5 tries to 4. However, the accuracy of Manly's kicker, Mal Cochrane, was 6 goals, dashed their chances. Now, Manly showed, I think, great flair and courage to come from behind after it was 14-all at half-time, and they deservedly joined Parramatta and Souths at the top of the table. Some excellent football in this game, as you'll see. Some really good tries scored. Look particularly for a try scored by Lyons from dummy half. I wasn't aware that he had the capability to run as fast as he does on this occasion. A long pass out to Graham, a little bit of luck, it goes to Kiss. He comes back infield and gives it to Cannon, the fullback, who'd backed up on the outside, and a good try there. And the 13,500 crowd were thoroughly entertained. Cleal had a big second half for Manly here. And some powerhouse running, continuing the performance he put on for country yesterday. Now here's the try to Lyons through 4 defenders to score the try, and finally takes Cannon over the line with him. And that is an excellent try, and he's not real happy about it. Rex Wright, the dummy half and hooker for this north side, invariably gives a good performance. But watch the pass by Graham round the corner to Florimo, the young centre, who's going very well for North Sydney. Might be a star of the future. Mitchell Cox showing some nice sidestepping abilities, tackled just a metre short, and you'll see some very good play now as the ball goes out to the right through Shearer, onto Lyons, then onto Hasler, and popped up for close, and he scores adjacent to the post. That's good stuff from Manly. Again, Rex Wright at dummy half for those passes that he throws so well. Clayton Friend pops the pass back inside to Graham, who was the man of the match in my view. He had an absolute superb 50 minutes before he was... This is his second try coming up, and I'll swear there was a little knock on. Do you think so? Just there. We'll show it again in slow-mo a little later on and see whether you think so. But the referee may have been unsighted on that occasion, but that was Graham's second try. Now Gibbs pops the pass nicely to Mitchell. Mitchell gets it away to Close, and Close was in for his second try. Hasler, Daly, Lyons, Ronson, Hardy all did well for the Manly side. Here's a great try coming up to North Sydney, back inside to French, onto Cannon, and he goes in. A 10-3 penalty count against North Sydney. And here's Shearer with a lovely bit of footwork, and this sets up the winning try, sprint. Now, I've seen him score 4 tries of over 60 yards in the last 3 matches. 2 against the Eastern Suburbs. The fella's got an enormous amount of talent, make no bones about it. Now, there's some separate incidents out of this game that I think you'll be interested in seeing. I've already mentioned the Mark Graham one. Let's have a look at that. Just watch carefully as Lyons drops the ball there, and I believe there was a knock-on there. And I believe that the referee may have been unsighted by other players. Anyway, it was logged as a try. Have a look at Cochrane running from dummy half. He's a smart player, offloading to Shearer. Now, this fellow has got to be one of the fastest players in Sydney Rugby League, and I'm including the Kennys and the Growths. I don't think there's too many of them that take him on over 100 metres. He's very quick over the long haul too. A very good pass to Florimo here by Jones, who gets the young centre. Now, this is a player of the future, this young lad. He does lose the ball at the end of the tackle, but he's done some very good things for North Sydney in the last few weeks. He's the lad that split his head open on a skateboard the night before the match of his first grade debut. Let's go and have a look at a little funny incident here. Oh, it was Noel Crusher Cleal. Well, there's nothing funny about Crusher Cleal coming at you up the sideline. He continued his good form yesterday, and he won our Man of the Match award on TUE for that particular game, City Country. And a little funny bit coming up as we see a prop forward, Daly, as the man that effects a very good tackle on a flying centre 3/4. And Daly has improved a ton over the last 6 weeks. I've got an enormous amount of time for this young player. He'll listen to what you tell him, and he's got it all going for him. So evidently he's playing today too. He got through 1.5 matches yesterday as he was brought on as a replacement player. And I think that really we're very well served for young props coming up. We've got the Robertsons, we've got the Davidsons, we've got the Hansons now, and Daly too. And all these young players, when they're blooded properly, could come out as very, very good players in the representative scene. The funny one I've been referring to, now watch Wright, he's the hooker in there. The referee blows up the scrum. Now watch him get his arm back in. It was down as a loose arm. And there she goes back over the top. Come on, Rex, you can do better than that. But you got away with that. The referee didn't penalise on that particular occasion. It's a funny thing. I often look at some of these scrums as I look through every game that is played in a rugby league season, and I go right through and I see some of these funny little incidents. The little hands down in the scrum, little raking back actions. It's all very funny stuff, of course, if you're not on the receiving end of the penalty counts. Talking about the North Sydney side, they've been on the receiving end of 2 heavy penalty counts over the last couple of weeks, and they've got to do something well and truly about that. Okay, Jones showing some good running ability and the ability to pop a pass nicely. There's a clear pass to O'Grady, not O'Grady. I've got trouble with that bloke. It's funny how a commentator can get two similar sorts of players. I'll give you Sterling and Taylor as one. O'Grady, he used to play for St George and Lions. They're very much alike. Now, more than once I've said the wrong name, but that was a forward pass and a good decision there by the referee. And the next one coming up we've got is Jones, this Queensland State of Origin potential player, coming on the burst, going right through Manly in a long 60-metre run. And I suggest to you that the Wayne Bennett, the Queensland coach, might have had a good, long, hard look at this fella as possibly maybe a reserve for his State of Origin team. And this little incident now shows the value of Shearer. Look at number 4 doing the tackling here for Manly. He gets through. I think we might have cut one tackle out of that. That was the second of 3. He did a sequence of 3. The reason I wanted to point it out to you, the guy has come on so marvellously well over the last year as a top-line player that I think he'll go into the Queensland State of Origin team, and I think he'll be a kangaroo at the end of the year. And he's not only valuable because he can run 60 yards and score a try, he's valuable because he's totally involved. Sequences of 3 tackles, not a lot done. Let's move